Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a preview and trophy list breakdown of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is out this coming Friday. There'll be no spoilers in this video whatsoever, including the trophy review, so don't worry about that. So this game is out only on PC, the new Xbox and PS5, so only for the current generation, which is something that I'm kind of happy about. I know it's unfair on PS4 owners who haven't got access to a PS5 yet, but it's been 3 years now and we very rarely get a game that's just made for the PS5, so I'm kind of glad about it. And looking at this, starting with this screen grab here, it just looks so beautiful. So hopefully they have taken use of everything the PS5 has to offer from a technological standpoint and just made it the best game that can be made right now. So let's get into this beautiful gameplay. So if you don't know, this is the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, which was a really good game and a game I really recommend you guys to get. It was like my 7th or 8th platinum and a really fun one and kind of straightforward platinum to get. So let's start with kind of some of the changes they've made from that game to this. And I think one of the first things to note is that you get companions. So on certain levels and certain planets, Cal will have like an ally that will do a mission with him. I don't know enough info, but I've seen footage of where you kind of in combat with someone else, a companion who helps you, and you kind of do double teaming. It reminds me a bit of like in Uncharted, when you have Nathan and Sam in Uncharted 4, for example, you can kind of double team and tag team on enemies, which looks pretty cool. Another change they've made is Cal has a blaster now. So I don't know if that's something you can just keep using non-stop, or it combines with like certain moves of the lightsaber, like you strike someone and then shoot as well. But I've not seen too much footage of him shooting with it, but I've seen enough. So yeah, you get the blaster in this. And then one of the biggest changes is that they've really stepped up the combat, which was already very good from Jedi Fallen Order. And what they've done in this game is you now have 5 different stances to use the lightsaber. And you have a skill tree per stance. And you can equip 2 of these stances at a time. So the only game I can compare this to would be Ghost of Tsushima, where if you remember, you have 4 stances of how you stand with the sword, and therefore how you swing it and how you use it and on what enemies you use it for. So I think that's pretty cool from what I've seen. I've looked at a few of the stances, and there's kind of the traditional kind of double-handed heavy sword type stance. There's a standard one. There's one where it looks as if he's dueling. He's using, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. That lightsaber where there's 2 on each side. So that's a different stance. So I think that's pretty cool and will be interesting to see. So I guess everyone's going to pick their 2 stances they prefer and then just kind of equip those and go with it. I'm sure you can change it from the pause menu whenever you want, or maybe from a meditation rest place. So having a look at this gameplay looks so good. And then one of the big things that they've made an improvement on from Jedi Fallen Order is traversal, which if you guys have played the original game, I think this was the kind of weak point in the game. There was no fast travel. The map was awful. It was this holographic 3D map that just was so hard to read. And if you wanted to travel to another planet, you had to go all the way back to your spaceship, which was at the beginning of each planet, and get in there, pick which planet you want to go to, and then travel to it. So it was just a bit long-winded, whereas from what I understand, this game is that there is fast travel. So you'll be able to jump between planets quite easily and seamlessly, which is great and definitely needed because this game is a lot bigger in scope. And you now get mounts for riding and gliding. So you can get kind of animals that you can just ride around the planet. There's some that you can glide on, which looks really cool when it's done. From what I understand, some of these are like animals out in the wild that you can tame, kind of a bit like Red Dead and the horses. So it'd be interesting to see how Cal does that, I presume through the Force or whatever. And then there's also a grappling hook for traversal. So sometimes if Cal's in a high place and there's like a beam you can jump onto. You can use your grappling hook to kind of jump onto that. So again, a bit like Uncharted 4, if you remember, kind of you can jump from a high place with Nathan Drake and then get your hook onto kind of a beam or a tree or something and then just swing from it. So a bit similar to that. I think overall the game is going to be huge. Just looking at some of the kind of the landscapes. Fallen Order, when you first played it, felt quite big in scope, but then when you went into the planet, it was kind of very, very linear, which is nothing wrong with that, and just a very contained. All the kind of areas were quite contained and tight, and this just looks much bigger in scope. And then onto the trophy list. So Fallen Order was quite a straightforward platinum. Load of combat trophies, skills upgrades, quite a few collectibles. And then I've had a look through the trophy list here. There's no spoilers, so don't worry. There are 54 trophies, 1 platinum, 2 gold, 7 silver, and 44 bronze. Quite a fair bit for a single player game. None of them are online trophies. There's no multiplayer, no co-op, nothing like that. There's no difficulty trophies, just like Fallen Order, so you can play it on the easiest difficulty if you prefer that. There are 13 story-driven trophies. 12 are secret hidden story-related trophies, which I haven't seen or read the description for, and then you get the 1 gold for completing the story. I've broken it down into collectibles, combat, upgrades, and miscellaneous. And for collectibles, I've just got 3 trophies. It probably could be 4 or 5, but I've gone with about 3. Combat-wise, there are 14 trophies in total, which is as expected. There was quite a lot of combat trophies in Jedi Fallen Order, so naturally this game will be the same as well. And they kind of there's a wide variety of them. There's quite a few that are obviously lightsaber driven, quite a few using the Force skills in different ways. There are some that, you know, kill 10 enemies using this, kill 15 enemies using that, etc. Then there's kind of miscellaneous combat, like kill a person when they didn't expect it or they didn't know you were there. Push an enemy, I think, off a high kind of high place. So, which I think we saw earlier in the video, they did it here. And then there's 5 trophies for upgrades, and this involves your skill tree, upgrading your kind of outfit and equipment and BD1. And then there's 18 miscellaneous trophies. There's loads of miscellaneous trophies in this game. Some that just don't make any sense to me. They obviously will once I play the game, but there's a wide variety of miscellaneous trophies. There's one, for example, getting your first bounty, petting certain animals, quite a few to do with kind of outfits and equipping certain things. There's one for like meeting a mysterious stranger, which I'm sure we'll figure out eventually once we start playing the game. Out of all of these, though, I found one trophy which I just thought was hilarious. So with Cal, the main character, you can personalize him quite a bit. So his outfits, the lightsaber, which was the same in Fallen Order, but in this one you can also change hairstyle and like facial hair. So if you don't like this new bearded look that they've given Cal Kestis, you can go back to the clean shave look of Fallen Order. So with that in mind, there's a bronze trophy called Roadhouse. Listen to this description. Drop kick an enemy while wearing a mullet. I just think that's so hilarious. I might have to, if I go for this platinum and I'm getting it, I might have to keep that as the final trophy. So all in all, I think it's going to be a very fun platinum to get, and one of those platinums that you keep an eye out on the combat trophies, making sure that you've done certain things a certain amount of time. I remember I did that with Fallen Order. There were certain trophies I just kept track of, and I kept doing a certain combat thing or a certain technique the game wanted me to do to make sure that I was working my way to the trophy. But yeah, so Survivor is out this Friday, and I really look forward to it. I'm definitely going to pick it up because I know at some point this year it's definitely a game that I'm going to want to play and platinum. I will do some form of streaming on it, hopefully this coming weekend. so we can get a kind of nice first look at the game and how it plays, how it looks, etc. But yeah, looks like a fun game, a fun platinum. Let me know in the comments if you guys are going to get this game, if this is a day one game for you, and if you aim to get the platinum. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you on my next stream when I stream Jedi Survivor. Take care.